Welcome to the Simply Incredible podcast. This is Daryl, a.k.a. The D, here with Troy Jamney.
What's happening, brother?
And, hold on a second. I seriously almost forgot we have a special guest here. JPZ Inc. is back.
Hello, everyone. I love to be in America.
Is it once a month?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes that visa has to come through so you can stay or do a podcast.
I have a very good time.
Is it going to be like, is it full green card or just, you know?
About a month at a time.
Yeah.
I play it by ear.
I can't believe you went there and called him a special guest. That's hurtful.
Well, I mean, what would you call him other than special?
Now look here, man.
Keep it PG.
Keep it PG.
It's like words put in mouth.
I call him a lot of things, but not in front of him.
That's exactly
Not on
what
the
we're
microphone.
doing for the last month.
Man.
But, welcome back, PZ. Seriously,
thank
though,
you.
we're glad to have you back. And we've put this podcast on hold just for you.
I appreciate that, guys. I had to come
Comic
out and get it in.
book corner.
Back. I love Welcome Back, Cotter. Can we sing that?
Mr. Carter.
Ooh. Who is it? Ooh, Mr. Cotter.
Juan.
No, it wasn't Juan. It was
No. That wasn't Horseshack.
It was Horseshack.
Was
He was
Horseshack?
the one always going,
Yeah.
ooh.
Because I just always like the. I know this is before.
Wait. Did you never watch Welcome Back, Cotter?
No.
John Travolta?
No.
That was like his breakthrough.
That was his breakthrough.
And
You know, he actually got discovered by a person in Charlottesville.
Probably wasn't
Really?
alive when that aired.
Oh, dude, the sweat hogs.
I mean, yeah, sweat hogs.
That's good stuff, man.
And he got a letter from Juan's mom.
Dude, all right, check this out. There's
That's
this
what
ongoing bit. These kids are like poor inner city struggling kids, and this guy, he's going to come in there and, you know, show them education's a good thing, right? And this kid, Juan Epstein, he's like the toughest kid in the school. He would always strut, and he had a big old black afro. And he would have, remember he always have that bandana hanging
Yep.
out his pocket?
Out of his back pocket all the time.
And every day he's
he had
late.
this weird little strut as he walked in.
Yeah, he always was strutting, always. But he walked in, and he always had a note, and he goes, Juan, what's the matter? You late again? He goes, it's okay, Mr. Cotter. I got a note. And he goes, oh, yeah, let me see your note. Every day it would be something stupid like, please excuse Juan as he was hit by a bus. Signed, Juan's mom.
I think it was Epstein's mom now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, it might have been.
It was one of the. I'm thinking Epstein now. And when you said his last name, I think it was Epstein's mom.
Yeah. He always signed it Epstein's mom.
And it was just like, whatever, sit down. Then you had the grumpy old man as the
principal.
The principal. Yeah.
God, he'd make you want to kill somebody.
Funny true story. It was maybe third grade or so. I just, you're learning cursive writing and everything. And I decided I just didn't want to talk one day. So I wrote myself a note. Josh has laryngitis. Please don't call it. And a third grader trying to write the word laryngitis. I'm surprised the teacher didn't bust out laughing at me.
She probably did.
Yeah.
I remember we used to have an assignment pad that you would always have to have signed. And I remember, I think I tried to spell my mom's name, but it was printed. And I mean, I was literally learning to write. So it looked like the Little Rascals wrote Marlene. It didn't put a Champney. It was just like, that's my mom's name, Marlene. And the teacher looks at me, Troy. And I never did anything wrong. I was a good kid. I forgot to get it signed. I'm sorry. I lied.
Yeah. Did you guys ever get called to the office?
Oh, yeah.
I got called twice.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
First time, I was a bad kid. It's bad seed.
Bad seed?
Bad seed. I left my jacket in the lunchroom, so I had to go down and get my jacket.
I don't think that counts.
And the second time, you're all saying, yes, you are. It was when I had my kidney transplant. They called me to come down because the doctors in Richmond were calling me for my first kidney transplant. So does either one of those count? Bad seed. Just a bad guy.
No.
He's a horrible human being.
No.
That's horrid.
That's all I ever got called.
Pulling girls' hair on the bus, that'll get you in the principal's office.
What? He knows.
Dude, I was a little turd in elementary school.
Did you get called into the principal's office?
All the time, man. I was.
I tell you what, those French, that's the problem.
That's
That's what it
was.
is. French.
I was forever in there bringing toys to school, picking on people on the bus, doing all kinds of bad
Were you a
stuff.
bully?
No.
Oh.
Just
Sounds like a hooligan to me.
Hooligan.
a hooligan. Maybe that's what it was.
No, I got called
Rapscallion.
in a couple times, but the first time I ever got called in, I was a real rule follower as a kid. I was a good kid. In fact, At the end, you know how the last day of school they always had an award ceremony.
Yep.
For the first 3 or 4 years of my life, I won the citizenship award,
Oh,
which
cool.
was like the teacher's pet award type of thing, the best kid in the class.
I don't think we had one of those.
I don't.
I would have had the kid that's always sick and never shows up award.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
I was like completely wild as a kid, and then about 7th grade, I just clammed up, and I was like voted. I got the senior superlative quietest in the school.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, he went from hooligan to mouse.
Yep.
No, my senior superlative was best smile. I think it was because I was the only guy who smiled in the
Mine
whole
was
school.
most likely to be dead before college is over.
Oh gosh.
It's like the
I
guy
don't
who
know.
ain't gonna make it.
I don't know.
You have proved them wrong. You know what's crazy? You've outlived a lot of them, I bet.
That is the sad but true part.
That
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
You remember when you graduated high school and the first guy from your class got killed or died?
Yeah.
That wild or what? You're like, what?
Well, did you guys ever have any that died while still in school?
Yeah, I did.
Is that we had one in
don't
drinking
think so.
driving. He wasn't drinking and driving, but someone else was.
And killed him.
Yeah. They were. I mean, I guess he didn't know that they had been drinking and driving. He was in the car, or maybe he did, and they didn't. At that time we were in the '80s, so maybe they just didn't think that much of it, and they wrecked. Yeah.
I had a kid. His name was Josh too, and he was a perfectly fit kid. He was in band, and I think it was one of the football games or something. He had a heart attack on the field.
Wow.
Yeah.
When it's your time, it's
Banned
your time.
steroids. Not
Did you say banned?
banned. Not banned. Not BAN. BAND. Because,
I'm not sure you should joke about that.
Too soon.
Dude,
bro. Too
wait.
I was about to start doing my trumpet, and I was like, I feel really bad about this.
Still too soon.
Too soon.
Dang.
Too soon. Nah, that guy, he wouldn't come back if he could.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit last week when
Yeah.
you were here, when you were gone.
Wait, did you hear? Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I did,
You
yeah.
made it that far?
Yeah.
Did you make it that far?
I listened to all of them. Yeah.
So what are your arrangements going to be like when you go?
Oh, you gotta admit you're gonna die before that happens. So. I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
and you're not?
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
LP. A legitimate point.
Yes. Yeah.
He keeps telling me there can be only one. Now I know what he means.
That's right.
There can be only one. My
Yeah.
name is Connor McLeod from
The
the
only,
clan McLeod.
only real requirement I have is I do want to be buried. I don't want to be cremated. That's as
Why?
far as I've put into it.
Why?
I don't know. You got to be here for the zombie apocalypse. You got to have a body to come back in.
Oh, good point. Ooh, I might have to change my. I might have to call my lawyer.
So cremation. I mean, it's like a pile of dirt coming at you. That wouldn't be the same.
That'd be kind of funny, kind of like an Addams Family or
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But instead, your thing's other thing.
Yeah.
Could be a shapeshifter taking on any form you want.
Yeah.
I got to rethink this.
Sandman.
Okay, I was thinking a hopping urn, not Sandman dust
We got
cloud.
Sandman coming at you.
I like it.
Yeah, you know what? We're all getting cremated.
No, I want to be here for the zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wanna be a
I'm
zombie.
having a big thing built, concrete, with a big television there, and I'm just gonna be sitting in it with the remote, so no one else can take my remote.
There you go.
Then come visit me, have a little creek running through. It's gonna be awesome.
That's like a dead Daryl is gonna be like stuffed and mounted with a TV on.
Yeah, like in a recliner.
All right, look, I want the key to the place, and just make sure you have a closet I can throw your old tired tail into.
Put you in one of those glass cases so your body never deteriorates.
Yeah, the world's gonna be like, dang, he is aged gracefully for a dead guy.
I think that would be fun if you were there all the time, man. I'd be like putting different hats on you, you know, like Viking helmet one day.
Dress him up in full hokey gear.
Oh,
In what gear? Oh,
Oh.
gear.
I mean, there are lines, and then there are lines.
That's how you get ghosts haunting you.
Yeah, yeah.
Dress them up like, you know, I don't know. What would it, what
I
would
don't
be
know,
good?
but I'm gonna be haunting this guy. Josh is getting haunted.
Little
already.
Bo Peep. Could you see him as a
look,
little Bo Peep?
Troy's he's finally going to get that wetsuit on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I might die trying. It might be like Josh, get the shoehorn.
No, I'll be dead and you'll be trying.
I know. That's what I
you're
right.
not gonna die trying.
You're getting in that wetsuit. That's how the incredible day will begin for you, being shoved into the wetsuit.
You know, the sad part is I can see me in a coffin with a wetsuit on.
And I'll be like this. I'm telling you,
That was his last
Mrs.
wish.
D.
That's his last wish.
That was his only way.
He
He
told
told
me.
me.
It wasn't in the will, but no, that's what he really meant.
And he also I'm telling you that hokey bird, he wanted to be buried with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's the one fingered hokey bird.
Damn, that would be so good.
That would be so bad.
Okay, look, wait, let's move along. We got a lot to do today.
One quick promo for next week. We will be having some guests over for the Roanoke Valley Comic Con is coming up next month on October 22nd. And Chris from Untamed Worlds, who puts on that show, he will be over trying to get Matt Slay,
Nice.
our artist, to come in. And speaking of Matt, he just did the cover for Equilibrium.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. Did you see that, Troy?
Is that what you had posted the other day?
Yeah.
I didn't know why you had posted it, and I remember now. I did read you.
One,
posted
it's a movie that 2 out of 3 of us like.
No
I
kidding.
thought that movie blew.
I can't believe you think that.
Blue, like the color blue?
Yeah.
Yes. It's a great movie.
Incredible.
And
Can't believe
Matt
you don't
did
like
the cover.
it. Get off
so-
my podcast.
Shut up. Equilibrium. I'm afraid my emotions are out of check, Father. Are yours?
Little Nazi kid. I hated that kid.
I would have shot him.
I love that movie. I can't believe
Dude,
you
he
don't
was
like it.
crying when he saw Rain. What is wrong with you?
Dude. Can't rain all the time.
It's like one of those
It
V
cannot.
for
Bada
Vendetta,
bing.
Matrix
Bada boom.
kind of
My
movies.
crow reference. Okay, hey, where's the Comic-Con going to be next?
It's gonna be at
Still at Tanglewood, right?
Tanglewood Mall. I was like Tidewater Mall. No, that's totally not it.
Are we going to be making an appearance there?
We're talking about it. We're
Okay.
talking about maybe doing a little live podcast there. It's,
I'll wear
you know,
my
we're
podcast
still-
shirt. Oh, I
Oh.
don't.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
got one,
No.
Troy?
I'm sorry, they don't make
Troy.
them that big.
Oh,
That's
man.
the problem.
They don't make them that awesome.
I don't have to put it
Yeah.
on from the bottom up, you know.
Yeah,
No, you have to shop in the junior sizes
Yes.
to get
Yeah.
those.
See, I was going to.
He shops in the misses.
I was
Ah.
literally about to give you a props to talk about how big y'all's arms were, and it wouldn't fit. But you know,
Whatever. That is not
that's
where
the
you were
direction
going.
I was
Not even
going.
going.
It's too late to throw a guilt bomb on me, brother. I knew where you were going. Yeah, so next week, podcast is going to be centered on the Roanoke Valley
Roanoke Valley Comic Con
Karate Championships. with
Yes,
Daniel LaRusso.
Yes, CC.
Yes.
Karate Championship, CC.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Sweep the leg.
You like that evil
getting to
giggle
fit.
afterwards? Put him in a body bag.
Johnny was the true hero of that. Just
Yes,
ask
yes.
who?
Barney.
Barney Stinson.
Barney?
Oh my God!
Oh,
Look at this.
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy. I'm dropping some knowledge.
Yeah,
I saw that episode and absolutely loved every
that was
bit of
awesome,
it.
wasn't it?
Nice.
That was an awesome birthday.
Mhm.
For that. I mean, they nailed that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Man,
There are so many classic
I
moments
am
on that
so
show.
stunned that he nailed that.
He dropped the Barney on us.
I know.
Woohoo.
I'm gonna do a George Costanza. I'm out of here.
Drop the mic. Well,
Walk out. Good night.
I love that episode of Seinfeld. That was awesome. We just mixed 2 of my favorite shows into like a minute and a half, and I'm a happy camper.
That's why
That's
you
right.
have us on here. We are your people.
At times.
All right, that's it. Hokey bird, and it's gonna be a hokey dress.
Yep.
Oh.
Hokey dress wetsuit
No.
going down.
Just leggings.
The world should know. The world should know.
Hey, before we get into the full thing, one of the new segments that we had talked about last
Yes.
week
Mhm.
was Connor's Corner. My son
Mhm.
is going to take and start throwing us a couple of hopefully slow lobbing pitches and let us take and highlight a character from comic books and just let us talk about it a little bit. So his corner is going to talk about the character of Nick Fury
That's
this
good.
week.
Yeah, and he said lobbed one, and I was like, okay, I remember him as David Hasselhoff in a movie
Yeah.
that was absolutely brutally bad.
But in all fairness, there was never anything close to Marvel related outside of something that was huge.
Yeah.
It had to be huge. It had to be the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Or, Spider-Man. Remember when he came on?
Yeah.
What was the guy's name? Hammond. Nicholas Hammond. I think
that
that
right?
was the Spider-Man's name.
Wow. All I could do was stare because I had no clue.
Oh, they had that was the coolest thing to see Spider-Man actually climbing a wall. And if you watch it now, it's comical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back then, I mean, as a kid, you tell me when it is. We didn't have VCRs. I was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So when they did the David Hasselhoff thing, I actually missed it. I didn't see it until afterwards, like on a bootleg video or something.
Yeah, and not too long ago they put it out on DVD, and I was like, okay, I've got to see this.
What'd you think? I mean,
It
terrible?
was terrible, I thought.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Be fair.
you got to also think the time that it was done.
Yep.
CGI and all that stuff, the progression.
And it was TV budget. It
Yeah,
wasn't
Yeah.
a movie budget.
Was this 70s or 80s?
This is 80s.
80s.
Mhm.
So,
This is-
I mean, what else did you have around there? Like Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
Yeah.
and-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when they did that, and I was just like, "This is not it. This is not the
Yeah,
Punisher."
No, not at all.
I was so upset about when they kept dropping the ball and stuff like
He
that.
was. I mean, he was Ivan Drago, and he owned that role. But like everything else, He-Man and Punisher.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on. No.
Mhm.
He's this perfect, if you're looking at him as a vehicle to express these
Uh-huh.
characters, but there's just something about it that's just not right.
Yeah, right.
Now, let me tell you, did you guys ever read anything with Nick Fury back in the old days? Any of the old stuff?
Nope.
I didn't. No.
Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos?
I wasn't big into like Avengers and Shield.
None
and
of
all
that? No? I'll tell you when I got into him, because I never read the Howling Commando stuff until I, kind of figured out who Nick Fury was.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the Captain America comic lines. I think Jim Stranko did the artwork for it.
That's
It's-
the name I was trying to think of today. Stranko.
Yeah.
Franco.
Couldn't think of
That's a
anything.
hard name for me to say, too. I was like, maybe if I just gloss over that, I won't blow it. But
Sounded perfect to me.
Yeah, it did.
But the great thing about Nick Fury was how tied in he was to helping Captain America become Captain America. Because this was the first time I ever... Batman, what was his story? He wanted to make himself the perfect,
Yeah.
fighting machine, so he trained.
Self-made, yeah.
Yep.
Well, Captain America, like in the first Avenger, the movie, what happens to him? He gets these powers, and the next thing you see, he knows how to fight.
Yeah.
This is a guy who didn't know how to fight before.
I mean, basically, one punch and a heavy bag goes flying across the room. That's his training.
And now he can do stuff that people who've been practicing their whole life, can't do. In the comic books, that was attributed, at least this rendition of it, Nick Fury is the one who taught him how to fight.
Okay.
Because he was teaching him hand-to-hand combat. And I loved that they had one specific thing about this that made me just love it. It was just such a little gold nugget. Cap was doing like a flip to get out of the way of something. And he goes, no, you got to knock that off. He goes, what you're doing is gymnastics. What you need to be looking at is combat acrobatics. Gymnastics is supposed to be big in the air and sailing. You're going to get shot. I want you to stay as close to the ground as possible. And I was like, dude, that's legit.
Now,
Yeah.
how long ago was this?
Oh, man, I think that was early 80s.
Okay. Because I was wondering, like, how far back Fury and Cap went. Like, if they went, like, all the way early origin or what.
Right. Well, that origin is kind of hard to dial in because, Cap had actually been a comic book back when, World War II was out.
Yeah, yeah. And isn't that where he origin?
That's where he came
Yeah.
from. Yeah. And then,
They had to have someone to fight Hitler. And
they
everything.
fell off.
yeah.
It was kind of like to raise morale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And did you know that after he smacked Adolf Hitler in the face in that comic,
Mhm.
for a while, Marvel Comics people had to have, like, security around him.
Wow.
They were afraid that the Nazis are going to be like, you must kill this man.
Mhm.
Yes, please, comrade. And I'm like, man, Marvel was taking Nazis out.
Yeah.
But, and that's why, like, when he came back, they had to do the suspended animation thing. It's like,
Yeah.
well, why has he been gone? And he's coming back to the Avengers. What? So,
I didn't really hear anything about comic books in like 30s, 40s, 50s. It really took off again in the 60s, I
yeah.
think.
Well, for a long time, they were really looked down on as, like, an uneducated
Oh, yeah.
person's,
Yeah.
thing. Nobody intelligent would read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the National Enquirer or something now.
Yeah. But Nick Fury, I loved because he was the ultimate secret agent, super agent.
Yeah, he was always like the top of the top. Like you didn't know if you wanted to love the guy or hate him, if you want to root for him or go against him.
Dude, and I always loved his look. He looked to me, he always looked like Mr. Fantastic with an eye patch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That
Mhm.
salt and pepper hair,
Salt and
yeah.
pepper on the temples and stuff. I remember when I started getting that, I was like, oh yeah.
distinguished.
Dude, Nick Fury, I'm back. Yeah. Or Mr. Fantastic. And then he was this big thing for a long time as, just he would be a blip. And then, they recreated it with the Ultimates. Did you guys ever read the Ultimates first volume?
No, I've been reading the latest one from 2015.
You've got to read the
but
first one.
Yeah.
Fantastic storyline.
The new one's really good too.
Well, you know that they actually, it's funny that Sam Jackson, you know, that was a ploy. They actually patterned the artwork and everything after Sam Jackson in a ploy to campaign him to come be a part of this thing that they had in mind to do the Avengers movie.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at
Really?
it,
I did
he's
not know that.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was part of Marvel's idea to, hey, we're shooting for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that if you've never read that Ultimates Volume 1, the very first one,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are listening to this, that's a hard one to not love. That's one of my favorite books all
I
time.
didn't even check
Cool.
that out.
Yeah.
That's
What,
awesome.
would that come out in what, early 2000s?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what? I missed so many of the comics I wasn't reading in the early 2000s, but I'm
Yeah.
finding out now they put out some great books during that time.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now they also did a animated movie, but it was just okay. They had to cut so much out that it didn't have
I
the
don't even remember
you know,
that one.
oomph. It was like one of the first ones that Marvel had as an animated,
Mhm.
offering.
Well,
It was okay, but it wasn't.
I mean, I got to be honest, Josh. I think you were telling me, agreeing with us too, that Marvel animation is just not very good.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, DC rules the world on that.
Yeah.
aspect.
Unless you talk to Screen Junkies.
Oh, they're
You know, to
biased.
be fair though, they only tore apart that first 30 minutes. They didn't really like talk bad about the actual Killing Joke stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. They're wrong. Great
They-
movie.
They just ripped out that whole
Killing Joke was
Batgirl
awesome.
part.
Yeah, I don't know anyone could dislike that movie, even though Robin wasn't in it.
right.
I felt robbed. Robin robbed.
Robin Robbed.
Oh, by the way, did you? What else about Fury first?
I think that's pretty good. We cut it
Yeah,
right there.
he's
And
the king of the spies and
Yeah.
he
Super
runs
spy
S.H.I.E.L.D..
extraordinaire.
Yeah, yeah.
They had one rendition too, a big storyline that focused on him. What was the one with the Watcher getting at the beginning? I cannot remember. I can't believe I brought it up. I didn't know which storyline.
Because I don't know where you're going with that one.
First Sin,
Watcher.
Original Sin.
I remember original Sin. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, Nick Fury was integral to that storyline.
Really, I didn't. I never.
That was a kind
I
of a
read any
neat
of that,
one,
but
too.
I heard it was a pretty good run.
Tell you what,
cool.
I only read the first book, but I kicked myself for not finishing it because that
Mm.
first book was good.
I like how Nick Fury is, no matter who the hero is, what kind of extraordinary powers they have, he's just a dude with a pistol, but he will not take any flack from anybody.
Yep.
He'll tell the
Mhm.
Incredible Hulk to get out of his face.
Dude,
Yeah.
totally.
Uh-huh.
He's the only one who can really talk to Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, dude, you need someone to be held accountable to
Uh-huh, yeah.
with your moral,
Mhm.
self-righteous attitude. And I'm going to tell you, you're wrong.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody in the Marvel universe who has that except him.
Yep. Very true.
You know, good character. Thanks, Connor, for
That was awesome.
Connor's character
And-
corner.
And next week we'll get it a little earlier so we can all have more info on that.
Yeah.
But
Connor told
honestly,
me that before we came
Fury-
in the door.
Good character.
Connor, please don't ever pick Gambit or it's going to be a 3-hour podcast.
Well,
I
you'll
will
be here
talk-
by yourself on that.
I will talk about Remy LeBeau all
Yeah,
night,
he'll
my
be,
friend.
He'll be over there talking French for an hour.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind listening because I got a bunch of Gambit questions for him.
Oh, dude, I love me some Gambit.
Look at
And it begins. Go.
In a stormy night in
started.
1973, let me tell you something.
it was cold and damp.
It was, what was it, X-Men 98?
266 Uncanny. Ah, but who's asking?
Yeah, same difference. Whatever.
Oh, hey, just so that I make sure that I'm not leaving my other child out,
Riley.
Riley.
Hello,
She said she wanted Rowdy Riley's room to be one of the things. I was like, "What are we going to talk about?" She goes, "I'll get back to you. I don't know."
It's just sound effects of pro wrestling.
Yeah. Every now and then, if you hear a shot, that's Riley. Riley's got a mean right cross, man.
That's awesome.
I've been practicing jujitsu with her.
Mhm.
You know, the self-defense stuff.
Yeah.
It is so awesome to, grab her and see that she has an answer that quick.
That's really good. That's really good.
I'll film it and I'll put it up on one of our things so that the podcast can have it up. You guys
That'd be
can see
awesome.
it.
It's so cute. My 5-year-old keeps asking me, "Will you take me to class and teach me karate?" And we just don't have the
First
time. I
thing, you
can't.
slap him and say it's not karate. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
yes, I will one day.
I
Yeah,
love it.
He wants to come up here so bad, but we can't. It would just be too late getting him back home.
Yeah.
Well, then don't worry about it. If you need any help, I can take and give you a couple ideas of things to do with him there.
I think he just wants to come to see where I go and see the school and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this. Me and Connor had for the longest time guys' night. He was too small.
Mhm.
And I remember the time when he literally, he was upset. He was crying. He goes, "How come I got to stay with the girls? You don't want me around?" That next night was the first night that me and Connor had guys night. I think he was like 5 and a half, maybe. And ever since then, every Friday night, me and Connor have been at guys night.
That's cool stuff.
And I'm the happiest ever. That's my favorite thing.
See, I always take Holly wherever I go because I'm a good parent.
That's very nice.
Holly, won't you come out and play?
No, she's not. She's not allowed to.
Franklin. If you got kids, that's a real funny
I
joke.
keep my kidney on lockdown.
On lock.
Okay, hey, Comic Corner. Do we want to start Comic Corner?
Yeah, one thing I was going to throw out there really quick. Kevin Conroy and
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Yeah, they were talking about a death in the family.
Who was?
Kevin Conroy
okay, the
and Mark
voice of
Hamill.
Batman, all right.
And I'm like, please do this. Do this now. I'm excited about it. So we were just running by that one part about the Killing Joke. I was like, I wanted to mention that too.
What did they mention?
They were kind of teasing it at a Comic-Con.
That they were going to do what?
They're just teasing. They haven't said anything.
That they want to do more stuff together?
Yeah, they didn't say that we're doing this movie. They
Death
didn't
in the
say
Family?
What, but I remember hearing Hamill say if they do that, he's in.
I think I loved when we went to watch the special presentation at the theater in Roanoke.
Yeah.
I loved seeing how excited he was to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
That passion was contagious. I was like, man, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he gets it. Let's go with him,
Yeah,
man.
no
That's
doubt,
good.
no doubt.
He's so good with that Joker voice. Holy cow, I love it.
I still feel bad that I have not taken and watched that animated series, but a couple little things.
Mm-hmm.
I got that's good stuff right
That is
there.
a great series.
It was
I
cool.
I love it.
He played was it the Tinker or the Trickster or something like that on,
The Flash?
Yeah.
Mhm, the Trickster, yeah.
Trickster, and he had his hair all done up crazy, and he threw a little bit of the Joker in there on that.
He also
character.
threw a little bit of Star Wars. You remember his little line?
No, what he said.
He went to the guy and he goes, "No, I am your father." He did that so that it was
Yeah.
Mark Hamill saying that. I was like, that is the coolest little
That is
Easter
cool.
egg.
I don't remember
man.
catching that one. I remember he said something about all these crazy girls named Harley or something like that. I was like, that's
Oh,
awesome.
dude, I'm telling you, good stuff. Now, what do you got for us, D?
Comic Book Corner.
Comic Book
JP,
Corner.
you want to start?
CC Conan. All right, let's start with some of the modern stuff. I know we've all read the new Batman Rebirth.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Number 6 come out today, and I haven't gotten to that one
I have
yet.
not either.
I'm only up to 1 through 4, but I'm digging it.
What do you think about that?
I'll tell you the best part, and I don't want this to be spoiler heavy for the people who haven't read it.
Yep.
But that's the first time that I've ever seen Batman kind of resign himself that the only way that I can take and be successful, I'm going to have to sacrifice myself.
Yeah.
And he starts making plans of the will in the moment. That I was dialed in, dude.
That was right out the bat, issue 1. I was like, that is awesome.
That
Yeah.
is literally the most involved I think I've been off the bat in any recent book I can
That was
remember.
great. I love that moment. Have you seen Amanda Wyler yet? As she came into play yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was another one of my favorite little geek out moments. He's like, we're 4 miles underground. Nobody knows this place even exists. We don't got to worry about the Batman. She's like, the Batman's right beside you.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
that was good.
I was like, oh my god, that's
That was
That was
awesome.
so good. He goes, "Yeah, don't say anything. That dude
Yeah.
will cut your legs off."
Oh, dude, that line right there had me just geeking.
Yeah.
Well, the Amanda Waller one?
Yeah,
me
yeah.
too. What did you think about the little backstory about our 2 new, heroes?
Have you? So you've gotten their backstory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was that in? Which issue?
It must have been
3?
four,
3
up
or
to
4?
You know, I swear I think I missed issue 3.
I'll do that. I'm not going to talk about it. Well,
No,
just to say that.
We're good.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Because to me, yeah, I go.
My take on it was that these guys are so good to have.
Did you fall for the origin?
Well,
I fell hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
They baited me right in.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I've been kind of like it was too good. It was too perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Other shoe's gonna have to drop.
Mm-hmm.
So when it started to drop, I was almost cringing, like, "Dadgummit,"
Yep.
because you knew it's too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the idea, wouldn't that be great if Batman had a couple of guys who idolized him that were
Yeah.
Superman
Yeah.
level?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'd get a lot more done if I literally had Batman Incorporated.
Yeah, yeah, no
the
doubt.
army.
Because he's kind of looking for the next in line. It's like he's come to that realization. I can't do this forever. I don't have any actual powers. I need somebody.
I
to
need
take over.
someone to help.
Because I was like reading, and then like all of a sudden, wait, what happened here? Where's the switch happening?
That sucks when that happens, right? You're like,
Yeah.
I swear, I think I missed the whole issue.
Because I heard online somebody goes that it seems like there's a little time gap in between each issue, instead of like a straight run through.
Not
Like,
a long time.
I must have missed a whole bunch of stuff in between these two issues.
But dude, I felt hook, line, and sinker when they started introing. Because you know what everybody always complains about Batman. It's like, we get it. We know his origin. We know his family
Yep.
was killed in the alley. We don't need to see that again. So they start showing that right at the beginning of, I think it's like issue 2.
Yeah.
We're like, are they really going to do this again in the Rebirth? And then Batman shows up and saves that kid. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That was really cool. That was really cool. But how far are you in? Issue 5?
6 came out today?
6
so
came out
5,
today,
yeah,
yeah.
5. I haven't
Is
read the
this one
notes.
that you're going to continue?
Yeah, this is actually one in my pull box. Yeah.
Okay.
This is only DC pull.
You know, it's funny.
This is your pull?
Oh, I've got a bunch of DC pulls, but
You know,
yeah.
I'm Mr. Make Mine Marvel over here.
Oh, yeah.
My
Yeah.
2 favorite comic books out right now are neither Marvel. It's Batman and Super Zero.
You,
Dude, in Super Zero, I have no idea when the next issue's
I don't
coming out. and
either.
I'm getting real upset about this.
Yeah, me too.
that happens a
hope it
lot
sticks
with
around.
that kind of indie
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I hope it sticks around. It's a great book.
Yeah. I mean, they cannot end it like they left that last
Yeah.
one. Did you read them all?
I've only done 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. All right, then.
I'll probably have to wait for the trade
Mum's the
paperback.
word.
Yeah, I
There
remember.
actually is
the
a trade
trade
paperback.
paperback's already out, 1
Yeah,
through
it
6.
is. Mhm.
And how far have they gone after 6?
That's it so far.
Oh, so I can buy and get caught up?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
do that then.
Because, I mean,
I'll go visit Untamed Worlds.
It's
Yeah.
definitely worth it, man.
Love it.
It's something fresh and new that it's not the same old characters that we've read for the last 3 decades.
You know, it's funny you say that, Make Mine Marvel and the ones you're liking right now are not Marvel.
Mhm.
I had that when the New 52 came out. I almost refused to be a part of it. I was like, man, you're not gonna suck me in,
Uh-huh.
with this gimmick. But my curiosity was like, well, let me see. I'll tell you, and I don't know why. Well, I got a pretty good idea, but the one guy that I really wanted to look into, if I was like, man, if I could jump in at the beginning of a story and kind of, learn more about him, why would we care about this guy? It was Aquaman.
You know, I was going to guess that too.
It was Aquaman. But you know why I think I liked it? Remember when Smallville was in its heyday
Yeah.
and they were looking at some spin-offs?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Hartley, the guy who played the Green Arrow on Smallville, actually got cast in a pilot called Mercy Reef, which was an Aquaman Smallville.
Yeah.
It's like a little 25-minute thing, but it was really good. And I was like, you know what? I would watch that. Because the one thing, Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He goes, careful, Arthur. You start staring into the deep, dark ocean pretty soon, something's going to start staring back. And I was like, good God, what the heck is in there? And he goes, there's things you don't want to know. And he goes, yeah, well, thanks for the confidence boost. So, what's the other one that we've been up on? Civil War, you said you might want to
Civil
talk
War.
about.
You guys good on Civil War?
The only one I read was issue 1.
I've read the first 2, and
Oh, I can't
s-
spoil it for you then.
Okay.
I swear, I think that they're up through 4, and it seems like it's been forever since that one come out.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a lot longer than 1 month.
Yeah, they're up to like issue 4, and it's only going to be 7 issues, and 4 pretty much just started the actual Civil War. The rest of it's been leading into it.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Instead of actually doing like a spoiler
So
breakdown.
you guys both read 1. I can talk about 1.
Yeah.
So you saw like the first big guy that's gone now, right?
Yeah. Did you read it?
I read it, but man, it's been like 3 months ago.
The first one that got killed, that got sent Tony Stark over the edge.
Enlighten, because I know as soon as you said it,
Rhodey.
yes,
Rhodey.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they killed War Machine.
I forgot that.
I'm kind of thinking Marvel's kind of cleaning house. They have a lot of characters that are very similar, like Iron Man and War Machine and a couple others, and I think they're kind of slimming the ranks now.
All right, Make Mine Marvel. Got a question for you because I'm Make Mine Marvel too. But the one thing that has bugged me recently is the fact that Marvel is trying to do new variations of a lot of the heroes.
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl Thor.
Yeah. Now,
Sam
yeah.
Wilson as Captain America. It's like, what are you doing? Keep the ones that we already dig on.
Yeah.
and go into the vault, of your brain and create something new.
You think they would have learned their lesson with Spider-Man, because there was such an uproar of getting rid of Peter Parker that they had to bring him back.
Oh, without a doubt.
I will say this. I remember, Josh, you were just saying this one time that DC has a habit of having a superhero, and then they said, oh, we need females. Okay, and then it's just the same version of that character.
Yeah.
And Marvel
It's being like that now.
Exactly the same. I mean,
So, like,
I
what
mean,
kind of diversity
they're
can we
all
make
doing
today?
this. They're all doing it.
Yeah, they are.
And I was like, gosh, I mean, Spider-Gwen. I like Spider-Gwen. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Silk, very similar.
Yeah. Oh, there's a whole
all
spider
these-
family now. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole Spider family.
Yeah.
I don't dig that kind of a thing. I kind of
They're doing it with Iron Man. Some girl like reverse engineered, like
I
some
hate it.
genius girl reverse engineered
it.
his suit. So
Yeah.
now she's gonna be a new Iron Man. I'm like,
it just screams of unoriginality.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? The reason I like this, I already understand the dynamic, the person. I already got it. And now you take something that I already like and throw it away and try to throw something at me. It just seems like it's a gimmick. I'm not going to buy that.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
either. No way.
I'd rather take and invest money in the back issues in the dollar box.
Yeah.
Now,
You
can I-
know?
Can I talk a little bit about the sub little series going on, the Civil War II X-Men? Do you think you guys are going to read that?
No, go for it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That one is interesting me a little bit more, actually, because there's these things that have been around, I guess, since the early 2000s called the Terrigen Mists.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys know
And I
about
did
those,
know
right?
about that.
All right, so it's this cloud of green stuff that's circling the globe like a storm, and when it passes through mutants, it sterilizes them, and sometimes it just flat out kills the mutants. And on the other hand, if you're a dormant inhuman, it awakens that, and you become the inhuman. So without those mists, there's no new inhumans, but as long as the mist exists, mutants are going to become extinct. So they're kind of one or the other is going to go. And we talked about there's no more X-Men comics coming out.
Yeah.
So this series is kind of leading into that. They're fighting. Magneto wants to take out this guy that's the focus of Civil War, the Ulysses guy. The X-Men are trying to stop him, and it's a really interesting thing to think about because it's like my guys are kind of losing here.
Oh, dude. Well,
Dang.
the Terrigen Mist, is that something that Black Bolt from the Inhumans kind of unleashed?
I'm not really sure on that. I don't know.
For some reason, I think I read Inhumans #1, and that was the focal point where he had done that, and people had died.
Yeah.
And they were like, he needs to be executed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a murderer.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And Black Bolt doesn't talk. I mean, his power, when he opens his mouth, that's it.
Hmm.
That was a good one that might even tie in if you wanted any more background on the Terrigen Mist.
Yeah, I kind of do need some more background
Yeah.
on that. 'Cause I
I'm
don't
trying
know
to
where it
find
came
out
from,
exactly what it was, like Ultimate Inhumans or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, but like even Storm, her control of the weather or stuff, she can hold it back at bay for a couple seconds, but she can't stop that mist from
Wow.
coming.
It's too much.
And the mutants are trying to like build safe rooms that are airproof to not let it in so it can pass through their city, and
Well,
they're holding on for dear life.
it's funny because we know that the reason for the storyline's creation is because Marvel doesn't own the X-Men and the movie franchises.
Yeah.
So they don't want to take and support it, if it's not going to make them money.
Yeah.
Yep.
They said, well, what's 2 steps left of a mutant, an Inhuman?
Yep.
And you see that on the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show regularly bringing out the Inhumans as, quote-unquote, the factory of mutants that we used to get from
Right.
the X-Men
Right.
comics.
Gotcha.
Every week they would have a new guy. What is he? A mutant? They got done with no more scientific experiments gone wrong.
Yeah.
Parker and the Hulk.
I'm okay with that, but there's my staple characters that, man.
Oh, me too.
I'm gonna miss my Nightcrawler and Gambit and Rogue and Wolverine.
Well, you know what they'll do? They'll clean house. They'll get the rights back, and all of a sudden they'll do Volume 3.
Yeah.
Marvel rebirthed.
Apocalypse brought them
Rebirthed
all
it.
back to life.
Yeah, and they still misspell apocalypse.
Hey, I will.
How's DC do it? A pack of lips.
A pack of lips.
of
A pack of lips. It's one of the stupidest things I've seen on DC.
Civil War #1 though was good enough that I do
Yeah.
want to read the rest of it.
There's more people that have bit the bullet, so
I'll tell you
Marvel's
this.
cleaning house.
I loved in the first book where you could tell even the people that I didn't like. I don't like the idea of Miles Morales.
Yeah.
But the way they wrote him in this, it was just little blips.
Yeah.
It was so much better than Secret War. Because Secret War actually looked like the new one like they were trying to put stuff out to give everybody a piece to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, like every kid has to play on the soccer field.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we gotta let the Thunderbolts have a little part. It's like, really?
I know.
I feel like the guy was it Rob. What's his name? The comedian in all the Adam Sandler
Rob
movies.
Schneider.
Schneider.
Rob Schneider,
Remember
yeah.
him in Unnecessary Roughness?
Yeah.
Fumbalaya. Fumblerooski. Hey, wait a minute. I haven't played. Right now might not be the time to make sure everybody's played.
You can do it, Water Boy.
Oh, dude. Good movie.
Yeah.
Waterboy and Unnecessary Roughness.
Yes.
Connor, write those down on the list of things you must watch before I die to make you a man.
Wow.
It's gonna be
Okay.
an ever-growing list.
All right,
Oh, it's
I've,
huge.
I've got one. I've got to get this one off my chest. I bought last week Spawn Kills Everyone,
Okay.
thinking this should be really cool.
Sounds like it's got potential.
This does not sound like this was the case.
This is one of the worst pieces of comic book I have ever read in my life.
Oh man.
No way.
He looks like a baby Spawn with a big head, and he goes to Comic-Con, and he kills people dressed up as other superheroes, just so he can get on stage and announce his new comic line coming out.
Wow.
I tell you, when Image first came out, they did a bunch of that kind of crap after the first year.
Publicity kind of stuff.
And it was just like, I know you guys are creator owned and can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
but if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah, and the last person he kills is McFarlane on stage.
Oh, that's totally.
I was like, halfway through, I'm like, I need to stop reading this. Let me get to the end. Maybe something good will happen. No.
Oh, that
No,
sucks.
it was absolutely horrible. When I got the book, I sent Peasy a text saying, hey, you should check this out. Then I read it. You don't.
Stop. Do
don't
not acquire.
Yeah, don't waste your time or your money on that.
You know what the greatest thing about a single issue of a comic is that you can knock it out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a bad movie where you had like an hour or two.
Yeah, I didn't spend $12
3.
and then another $15 on popcorn and another $8 on a bottle of water.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh man, that was bad.
Yeah.
I had to get that one off my chest. I'm sorry. That was so bad.
I still got to get caught up on Doctor Strange so we can talk, man. I love that series.
That was a good story. The Last Days of Magic was a good little storyline.
That is. I'm telling you, Daryl, you would dig it. You don't have to be really a Marvel fan at all. It's almost.
Well, I'm like, I'm like this. If it's good, I don't care who makes it.
That's exactly what I say. If it's good, I'll read it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
In fact, that's what I love about having you guys do these comic book corners. I would have never read Extraordinary X-Men. That was a great little story. I never finished it even. I got a couple more still I got to read. But that was good.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
I wouldn't have even known
think,
about it if you hadn't told me. Super Zero, I would have never heard of that.
Like
Yeah,
11 or 12 or something come out today on Extraordinary
Extraordinary
X-Men.
X-Men?
Did it really? I didn't know
Or
that.
maybe it's Uncanny X-Men. Now that I'm
It
thinking
was
about
Uncanny. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
By the way, the cover on that is amazing.
Those Uncanny ones, the covers look awesome. It's just not a good book. I don't like
Really?
it. Yeah.
I bought this one just for the cover.
Yeah.
It's got Magneto in like a 1977 John Travolta Saturday Night Fever suit.
Nice.
And he's sitting back, looking almost like the devil sitting there. And he's got like a glass of wine there. It's like, that is a cool cover.
That
Dude,
sounds cool.
Have you ever seen that? I don't know if it's a poster or if I saw it as a sketch. I don't know if they put it in a book or if it was just like a pin-up poster type of thing. It was Magneto sitting on a throne, and all around him, instead of having like bear head and deer head and like his hunting trophies, he had like Wolverine's claws,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cyclops's eyepiece.
I have seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I was about to say, but I don't remember. Was it a comic or a poster?
I think it was a poster.
That's
or
what it
something.
sounds like to
But I
me.
always saw it as a sketch. I don't think I even saw it colored or anything.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I love that stuff.
I thought it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
You or me next? Did you bring anything?
No, the only thing, if we had time, and I don't know because we're coming close. What time? How
We're
much
at
time?
43.
I was. Do you want to stay with comic books, or do you want to go over Stranger Things?
You know what? Let's Stranger.
I got a bunch of comics. We can
I
do
do
whichever
too.
one you want.
Um,
Save Stranger for next week?
We
we
can
got
do that.
after.
Week after.
We can do that the week after because
Yeah.
when does part 2 of that come out?
Next year, I believe.
Yeah. I
That
think-
late? Because
yeah.
they've already been talking about
I
it.
Yeah,
thought
it's
they basically
2017.
just after they aired it decided, are you okay? Is it so successful? We're gonna make a second one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was
'Cause
fantastic.
that was a gamble. I mean, they really had to pitch that one to get it made.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I mean, I heard other people talking about it. That's why I started watching it.
Yeah.
You want to go next? You want me to go next?
I'll throw a quick little one shot that I read. It was
I love one shots. Do
Yeah.
that.
Deadpool's Art of War.
I did not
Ooh.
even see this.
Have you heard of Sun Tzu Art of War?
Yeah.
He goes back in time and he gets a assassination contract. Sun Tzu did somebody wrong, so he goes back and he kills Sun Tzu, and he starts using the art of war. And he's like, how can I apply this? It's like I need like an army or something. So he goes to Loki and he's like, I'm gonna help you invade Asgard and I'm gonna use the art of war to do it. So it's going through all of Sun Tzu's points.
that's kind
That
of
is
neat.
He's leading Loki and it's cool.
When did it come out?
I'm not even sure.
I mean, because I know I did not see it if it was anything new like recently.
Probably not really new, but
I'm gonna have to look that up.
it's
It-
pretty neat.
That
It's so
sounds really good.
It's so funny because, like, as time constraint as we all are, one shots are like candy.
Yeah.
I'm
Except
like,
for
oh,
Spawn kills everyone.
yeah, that's
Right.
that's like, what's the worst candy you ever put in your mouth?
It's like poison right there.
Mike and Ike's.
My son loves those things.
Dude, Tyler, who works with me, absolutely likes. I was like, if I had to eat those, that'd be like a punishment.
Yeah.
What was those things that had like one end is like a grape and it was like super sour.
I like tear jerkers,
Yeah, like those things.
warheads.
Warheads.
That's the one. That'd be that.
My
Like
cousin.
like the lemon one where you like sucking your face the whole
I
time.
know.
My cousin gave me one of those, and he goes, "Hey man, you want that? You know?" And I didn't even think how arbitrary it was for him to offer me candy.
Uh-huh.
Hey man, I got a piece of candy. You want a piece of candy?
I
And
want
I'm
to be
like,
candy.
sure, I have a piece of candy. I put that thing in my mouth and I'm going, and I don't notice that he's sitting there looking for a reaction, like, oh.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like my jaw locks up.
Yeah.
Oh, come here, you! Ha!
Yeah.
I wanted to kill him.
I'll tell you the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth is that tea berry chewing gum.
I've done that before.
That
That
is
was rough.
nasty stuff.
We used to have that at the convenience store across the street, and people were buy that like crazy. I never
Really?
tried it. It just sounded bad. I
It is
didn't know.
horrid. Oh my goodness.
It's like a Guinness, like a stout. You gotta be in the mood for something completely bitter and different and out
ugh.
there.
We're selling chili M&Ms.
No.
Yeah, there's chili, there's honey nut, and there's another one. I can't remember what the other one is. My sister-in-law, she goes, well, let's just open this up and try it. So chili M&Ms, you know, I took a bite of them, like, tastes like a regular M&M.
Okay, that's kinda
like
what I was thinking.
Like a peanut M&M. And then a little fire in the back of your throat starts kicking in.
Screw that, dude.
I'm like, yeah, I don't want this. I don't
Pass.
Dude,
like it. She ripped through that bag, though. She loved it. So you know what? One person's
Hey,
they
each
also
to his own.
the other one was coffee. Coffee M&Ms.
That just
you know,
sounds
I saw
disgusting.
those all advertised, but
Yeah.
you know, I never.
I was like,
pass on
yeah,
that.
I'll pass.
My wife is a huge M&M fan. Oh man, like for
you
Christmas,
give me some peanut M&Ms, I'm fine. I don't
Yeah.
need a fire kick at the end of it.
Right.
I like the ones that have peanut butter in them, like a Reese Pieces, but
Ah,
they're
yeah,
big
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I
Mhm.
love that.
Let's see.
He did the one shot. What do you got?
I'm going with Harley,
Okay.
the new Harley Quinn. Troy, you want spoilers?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You read the one issue, didn't you?
I read one.
That was it. What'd you think of just one?
It was, I don't know, it was kind of like abstract and out there. I couldn't get into
Yeah.
it.
And then she went into zombies. There are zombies in the Harley Quinn universe now.
Mm,
I don't know.
That's her in Humans.
I get
I mean,
it.
I love my Harley Quinn, but this story, I don't know where it's going.
Yeah. Issue
and-
one, she was running around with like sideshow freaks from a circus. And
Well,
stuff. It was-
that's her crew.
that was
That's been her
weird.
crew for a while. She's got like a Humpty Dumpty egg.
Yeah.
And she's got a beaver that's half burnt.
Really?
Exactly. Yeah. And one
Joker
scene
don't
she
play nice.
offers. And this is not in the new series, but in a recent series, she's like offers to show Poison Ivy her beaver. Yes. And Ivy's like, okay. And she brings up this half burnt beaver. She's like, that's not what I expected.
It was like completely written by teenage boys. It was like
yeah, I mean,
a
but-
locker room full of hot girls and then like weird circus freaks and,
And
stuff.
burnt
Like,
beavers.
yeah. It's really weird.
It is
But
out there.
Now they got zombies, and Harley and her gang are trying to escape from zombies, and Ivy comes and saves the day. So maybe they'll get rid of the zombie angle, and let's move forward past that. I love Amanda Connor. I love Jimmy Palmiotti, but let's move past this.
They've been doing a bunch of things, you know, and you know this isn't a new gimmick. Ever
Mhm.
since way before The Walking Dead even
Yeah.
was a comic book idea.
Mhm.
They've been doing stuff like that in the 70s with Creepy and, you know, Haunted Mansion and all this. But boy, it's really big right now. Everything, sorority, you know, girls and zombies, pirates and zombies,
Yep.
samurais versus zombies, everything, you know. It's like, dude, we've played this to death. What else you got? Inhumans.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What do you got? You got another one, Josh?
Are you up to date on Captain America?
I've only done the first one.
I got.
I told you, you got to give me homework if you want me to be prepped.
Can't remember if it was 2 or 3 that I've made it through. I know 2. I want to say 3.
All I'll say about that is it pretty much plays out like you'd guess it would have played out.
What? Already?
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. Oh, they explained it right out the get go because there was such a fan backlash.
And I hate it when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wait, you hate it when they
when the
backtrack?
artists, when they have they have a vision of what they're going to go with. They get backlash. Let's change it back immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that just seems spineless.
Yeah. I mean, just go with your story. I
mean,
mean,
if you're
Well,
gonna
not
do
only
it,
that, but
commit
the
it.
timing was wrong. It was right after Civil War, so Captain
Yeah.
America is at his moral highest of the year.
yeah,
And then you say,
not so fast, my friend.
What even happened with the comic run of Civil War? Do you guys know? Because he was shot and killed at the end of Civil War.
No, not at the end of Civil War. In the death of Captain America. In other words, the end of Civil War, he turned himself in, and I don't think it was actually in the pages of that final issue. I think that was.
It was in one of
The
the ones I
trial.
read in my whole Civil War run. He was walking up the stairs and
Oh,
somebody
was it?
shot
Okay,
him
maybe
and
I'm wrong.
assassinated
I'm
him.
sorry. Yeah, I always thought because of the way it was presented, like the trial of Captain America and the death of Captain America, I thought they were kind of 3-issue things.
Maybe it was like a post Civil War thing.
But it
or
could have
something.
been. All I know is I was as mad as I think I've ever been. That made me mad, and Peter
seemed
Parker dying made me mad.
It seemed kind of out of nowhere. It was like, all right, the Civil War's wrapped up. They gave up, and we're gonna kill Captain America. I was like, why?
Yeah, I think the whole reason for that is for the shock value,
Yeah.
which turns to monetary value, and like, why is Walking Dead for some people? Why will it get stale? Because there's some guys they're not gonna die. I can't care so much about Rick
Yeah,
or Daryl
yeah.
because they are probably not gonna die. Now, I'm one of those guys. If Daryl is killed, we riot.
Geez, thanks.
That's good.
We got your
I'll
back,
riot
bruh.
if you die.
I thought you said you weren't going to riot.
No, I said I'm one of those guys
Okay.
who would.
Okay.
He's
Now,
pulling the wetsuit out of the
now,
I'd
closet.
kill you so I could riot.
If Coral dies, I'm
And
going
dress you in
to throw a
leggings.
party.
You're gonna get a hokey leggings.
Yeah, if Coral dies,
Hokey fur
party's
leggings
happening.
and a wetsuit. It's gonna happen, bro.
Not got that.
Yes, you are.
Would not be prudent at this juncture.
I'll get all these guys in here. I'll have Ellen come help hold you down.
Not got that.
Ellen, tell them that you're doing jujitsu.
You mean to tell me?
Yeah.
You know Fujitsu?
Jujitsu.
I got one more, so we can get off of that topic.
Yes, sir.
We got Moon Knight.
I was gonna ask you about that. That's one I have not read.
Troy?
Nope.
Did you know any background in it?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I've just started with the new series that just started coming out.
Uh-huh.
They're on issue 6, and again, I'm so far behind on my comics. I've made it through 3.
It's tough, man.
And I tell you what, the first 3 I'm really digging. Basically, do you want spoilers on this a little bit?
yeah, that's okay. I'm not gonna read this one.
Yeah, basically he's in an asylum.
That's the biggest problem I have with that hero. Why I don't want to
Yeah.
read him. He's schizophrenic,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And as I'm reading
Sorry.
this, I'm like, wait a minute, is he really in an asylum? Is he really a superhero? What direction is this going? And I'm loving it. Because I mean, you see him like doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, all these guys around him are people that work at the asylum. Like, wait, did that just happen or did that not just happen?
That's kind of
It's
cool.
got
though.
it's kind of got like a Super Zero vibe going.
Yeah.
Where you don't know, wait, is she the superhero or is she just this kid? What's going on here?
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
And I'm actually really liking it.
that does sound kind of.
I could, yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Kind
would
of Inception.
say,
It leaves it up to you, like which one do you believe actually
Yeah.
happened.
Did you ever see that movie with John Cusack, Identity?
Yes.
yes,
Kinda like that, right?
That's kind
Uh-huh.
of cool. Yeah.
That was a good movie.
I think
dude.
that might have been the last of his good movies.
One of my favorite movies. That's like
2012. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I actually like the Room 1404 or whatever it was called.
No,
Yeah.
2012, the one end of the world.
The end of the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one wasn't that great.
Yeah, not the 1406, 1409.
Whatever that was,
Yeah.
that was a good one actually.
Yeah, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it.
It got a little scary parts in it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll rattle off a couple of the ones that I haven't actually bought physical issues. It's just ones I wanted to kind of just check out, see if they're worth getting or if they're not that great.
Spawn kills everyone, don't.
Yeah.
Veto.
The first one was the new Daredevil. It has really cool, like, noir-looking drawing to it, all black and red, but I'm just not getting the story. I gave up on that one. The new Iron Man is okay. It's not phenomenal.
Now,
Like
wait, which Iron Man is it? Invincible Iron Man?
Invincible, yeah.
Because it seems like to me there's like multiple Iron
There's an international Iron Man. I don't know what that's about.
Boo.
Man. International Iron Man, Man of Mystery.
Jeez.
Invincible, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool because like Doom is there, but he's not in his Doom outfit anymore. He's like a regular man now, so it's like
Dude, no, boo.
Wait, what?
he's not explaining it either. It's a mystery. It's like they don't know how he's back and how he's looking like this.
Victor Von Doom?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like having Bane be this short, kind of muscular guy in The Dark Knight Rises.
But he's still got
Isn't that
like
crazy?
all his full-on magic abilities and everything. So it's good. But the weird thing about Tony Stark, and I don't know if he's always been written like this or if it's this book, but it's like 90% playing it serious, straight hero business guy, and then he'll just throw in this random like comedy little quip, and it's like it almost doesn't fit 'cause it's like it'd be something like Spider-Man would say, just some kind of
Oh,
sarcastic
really?
thing.
It's out of character.
And it's just completely out of character, it feels like. So I don't know if Iron Man's always been written like that because I've never really read Iron Man.
I
so.
think he's actually been a lot more since Robert Downey Jr.'s version of him.
I can see that, yeah.
Because even in Civil War, you could see a lot of Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man on the page.
Ah, okay.
I felt like I was like, with Rhodey talking, at the party before.
Uh-huh.
How far are you up on Deadpool v Gambit?
I'm up to date on that one.
'Cause I think I got the first two, and I'm actually liking it, but I don't know where the time went. Were there only like 6, I think?
No, it's only like 4. I
Are you
think.
sure?
Yeah.
Seems like it's further than that. Well, maybe I'm only...
Deadpool
too
versus
bad.
Spider-Man is up to like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that might be up to like 8, isn't it?
Maybe so.
Yeah, that's the one. 'Cause I think that's actually a pretty good read there.
Yeah.
It was with his boy over there.
Yeah.
Was it
Oh,
Gambit?
Emily LeBeau, you can't go wrong with the Agent Cage.
And I tell you what, I'm loving reading that because like I put this on one of my videos. It's like half the time I'm reading Ryan Reynolds, the other half I'm like imagining this deep Louisiana Cajun voice, and like in my head as I'm reading, I was like, that's pretty cool.
A lot of people have problems with Channing Tatum doing that, and I'll give him a chance. I don't care that he's doing it. I think Tatum's a cool guy, but
Is
if
he back in? I thought he was out.
No, he's back in. But if he messes up my favorite comic book character, I'm over.
You're
it's
going to
over.
be right there where I was with Harley.
Yeah.
That's exactly where you're going to be.
Prepare for the rage now.
Uh-huh.
I tell you what, though, I have a hard time blaming any actor. Most of the guys that they're going with have the acting chops.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
care
the
about the physical.
story and the director. That's
What
what'll
it is.
kill it.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
look at Wolverine. He's had some great roles, and then he had Origins, which
Yeah, and he did his thing, but he was just given like
Yeah.
chicken crap to
Yeah.
deal with.
I mean, that's one thing I said about how was it Suicide Squad?
Mhm.
I was like, if these actors, I think Jared Leto could have been a really good Joker, but if you give him crap script and crap edit and,
Yeah,
and all this
totally.
crap, he can
Yeah.
only do so much.
they're just
Well,
not
not only
doing great
that,
with their universe.
You write a bad script, I don't care how
Yeah.
good. You can get, De Niro in it. It's still going to suck.
Well, De Niro, he has not been De Niro for a long time.
It's not him though. He's picking crap movies. He's getting paychecks.
Oh yeah,
I'll
that's
take that.
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage used to be one of the top billed actors in the
Oh
world.
my
and
goodness!
Now he's taking
like-
everything.
got like a movie a month now.
Yeah, I'm like,
Well,
what
that's
happened to
because
John
him?
he got
Cusack,
into so
too.
much financial trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he buy a pyramid or something? Nicolas Cage, I'm not joking. I
That's
could have
awesome.
sworn I heard he bought a pyramid.
He named his kid Kal-El. So.
Well, he's also immortal. You've seen the vampire picture of him.
That's true.
He
Yep.
might have helped build the damn thing.
I mean, I saw him as Superman.
yes.
Dude, that was rough.
That was horrible.
When I saw that, I was like, Tim Burton, give me a break.
no way.
Somebody who does that has zero respect
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
for anybody except it's just the ultimate selfish. I'm going to do everything that you hate.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to call it art, and it's subjective, and I can say I love it, and if you say anything, you're a racist.
Well, I mean, Snyder took it to that point to a certain point.
Who?
Snyder with B versus us.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on.
But they kind of waited too late. Like Marvel always had their foot in the movies right out the get-go. It was their
Yeah.
own production company. DC, I think I've heard that the actual DC people are stepping into the future movies. But
Yeah, Jeff Johns.
yeah.
The one that's got it's like Rebirth is his baby.
Yeah.
And now he's like, we're going to fix this movie stuff.
So it's like
Whether
these.
they said he basically kind of started midway through Suicide Squad.
Okay.
And I think that's why a lot of that stuff was actually changed.
Well, Kevin Feige, you have to give him credit for having, the vision
Mm-hmm.
and the backbone to have the tone be correct.
Yeah.
You know, with the Marvel, and not everything has been a home run, but I'd say 90% of what I really cared about. I mean, I'm not a fan of Iron Man 2.
I mean, they took a gamble on Guardians of the Galaxy, this little-known 60s and 70s comic, and it's one of the biggest movies in the world.
Yeah, ever.
I mean, that's still like my top maybe 4 or 5 Marvel movies.
They just had the confidence to do it and make it right.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. I remember being a kid in the 70s and having... I don't even know if it was a Guardians book or if it was just them in the story that I was reading and seeing Rocket Raccoon and Groot. And I was like, what awesomeness have I stumbled on? I mean, I was
one
like
of two ways.
Yeah. It's like, okay, they were smoking something. They have a talking raccoon and a talking tree.
As a kid, all I saw was like, that raccoon is talking and shooting. And it's not like Goofy Bullwinkle. I think he might cuss.
Alvin and the Chipmunks
and
got some guns.
I'm pretty sure I see a pack of Camels in his pocket. I'm really thinking that guy's getting ready to take and... Hey, Groot, 420, come on. You know?
That's awesome.
So, yeah. That's good stuff.
A couple more comics. I read the Vote Loki. Have you read that?
I read the first one.
It's a little political thing. Like, Loki comes to Earth, and he's like, I don't like either of these candidates. I'll run for your president.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Loki.
And he's getting some support, man. It's cool. It's a cool little comic. I like it. 3, I believe, yeah. I tried to give the Incredible Squirrel Girl a chance. I could not get into that
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
It doesn't matter. I'm with you. That just does nothing.
Dude, I love me some Squirrel Girl.
I tried, man. I tried.
Lame ass.
Another one I tried was...
She's been around for years, you know.
I know. And it's just... It's like, stop trying to force feed me Goofy like it's original fun.
Thanos in Wolverine's butt.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Another one I did was Venom Space Knight. That one actually surprised me. That one's actually good. That's a good book. It's actually good. They're up to like 12 or 13 now.
Really?
Venom Space Knight.
Venom Space Knight. He's you know how Venom, he always had like the elongated eyes, the big tongue, the funky teeth and stuff. Basically, his symbiote was driven into a kind of like a mad rage, and he didn't have control of himself. So he took it back to its planet and had it cleansed. And now it's a sentient being, and they're equals now. And
oh, dude, you just won me with that. That's a good idea.
it's good stuff.
I guess.
He travels around the universe helping people. It's good.
Read this. It sounds pretty good.
That does sound good, right?
It's really good. It's kind of got like a Star Trek vibe, I guess. He explores the universe and helps people that need help and stuff. It's
when
cool.
you first mentioned it, I was like, okay, that book's...
That's what I thought. That's why I never bought it.
Space Venom, what?
That's why I never bought it. But
that sounds good though.
And the art is really good. It's almost got like a kind of like a watercolor kind of painting look to it. It looks really good.
Really?
I like that.
Yeah.
Dude. David Finch, I remember really liking what he did on Moon Knight. That's one of the things that made me want to read the book when I saw the cover. And I looked inside. Don't you hate when they have a great cover and then you look inside and then it was like, you know, they had some kids at the school fill in the pages.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is kind of like that for me a little bit. It looks a little goofy.
It's a little goofy, but I don't mind that style.
Yeah.
But I've seen some that I'm just like, you're not even trying.
I see, like, he reminds me of Super Mario sometimes. Like, Mario's wielding some magic.
Oh, 100. Like his run motion? yeah. I see exactly what you're talking. Yeah.
You're going to go down a pipe.
Steven, run, doctor! That's a good book, though, man. I love that.
It is a really good story. I'm up to date on my Amazing Spider-Man. That's kind of my core book because, you know, I love X-Men. I love Spider-Man. The X-Men are, I don't know, they've been kind of hit and miss, but Spider-Man's a solid book.
X-Men are always hit or miss.
Spider-Man art on the inside is as good as the covers.
Not as good as the covers, but it's decent.
Those covers are absolutely gold. I mean, I bought someone just because that cover is just amazing.
I bought some books just for the covers.
Was it Elektra? No, not Elektra.
Electro.
Electro, yeah. On the cover, I was like, that looks so awesome.
I used to do that a lot, buying a book just for the cover.
Yeah.
I seldom will do that now.
Yeah.
To me,
I have to
it's like,
really like it.
I look at it
really.
like, that's just like a little piece of art there. That's awesome.
That's
That
good
Carnage
looking
cover,
yeah,
that was awesome.
that's a good looking book.
That was
it's
a
just
throwback to Team Punishment.
Yes.
In the flames.
Yes. Dude, I can't believe he threw Tito under the bus in class.
I know.
What in the world?
He gotta learn how to move when he covers.
Of all the fighters
because
ever.
when you were talking about how, you know, someone just cowers it, I was like, if he goes to Tito
Till
right
it down,
now,
till it down. Don't do it, don't do it.
It's coming.
It's too soon.
And I looked there, I was like, Josh, he's talking about it.
Fine, I'm going back to
Tito
Dave's
covering
side.
up like that, and I was like, If you think you're safe standing there,
I was yelling at the screen. I still remember. I was like,
all
"Move!"
he had to do is move,
Yeah.
hit, or grab him.
Yeah.
He just could not. The only thing he couldn't do is nothing. He couldn't just
Yeah.
stand
Do
there.
you
And
think he's
that
gonna
was his
stop
choice.
hitting you?
Oh. I
was
love
like,
that in World War Z. Brad Pitt talking to that, I think it was Latino family up in the building at the very beginning.
Mhm.
He goes, "Listen, I've worked a lot in countries where these kind of situations, and the ones that moved lived, and the ones who didn't died."
Yep.
And no, here, bye. I was like, "Did you just hear what he said?
Mm-hmm.
You need to take and move, man."
Like, I gotta go.
Get the flip mode out.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Like,
I'm a
I
big
gotta
believer.
pack up all my pop vinyls, all my comic books, and all my action figures, and all my statues.
Do you have a bug out bag?
And then I have like a bug out house.
Okay, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's like, can I just hook it up to the side of the house and we can take this with us? That'd be great.
Josh, do you have a bug out bag?
Bug out bag.
You know what that is?
Like if you have to leave immediately.
Oh no, I don't have anything like that. No. I'm like, what am I taking? I'm taking my computer and my kid.
he's like, look, I spent more time on this computer than the family.
I can get new clothes. I can get everything else. I built that thing from scratch. It's coming with me.
Brian Wood has got like the bug out bag thing. That's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's funny. Like, you know, we research like characters and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's looking online for additional ways to either make the pack lighter or lethal. I was like, dude, I want to know which is in yours. I want to follow the blueprint you have.
Yeah.
So, you let him do the work and then you just buy the stuff.
Dude, you step on the shoulders of geniuses and
Yeah.
create T-Rexes.
That's why I'm so short. People keep stepping on my shoulders.
Ah.
I said geniuses.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hokey leggings.
I'm
Hokey
gonna
leggings and a
keep
wetsuit.
that.
Hokey legging legend.
Yes.
Dude, I love it. Hey,
I smell hatery by the way. But anyway.
you got anything else that you guys want to go over?
Nah, it's good. I'm looking forward to the Stranger Things one. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
Stranger Things. We
Comic Con?
Yeah, Comic Con. Again, that's in October. But next week, get a little preview, a little taste of what's going to be there.
A teaser.
And should we take and tease the new offerings? We might be delving into a different format for this, for YouTube.
For the cameras.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to actually do a little test to see how clear it is, but I have a gut feeling this camera that I've got is not going to be clear enough.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
And that makes me very sad. It said 1080p. I don't think 1080p is coming out of that thing.
But I got a real good deal on it.
I did.
Hello, you like camera? How much you got?
I was like $5. He's like, sold.
$5.
We're going out of business. It's good for business.
What did he say? I don't know. Good camera. $10
I
yo.
think I got some peas. That's all I think I got out of it.
You need a watch?
Yeah, please just come. He packs it up and takes off running.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. Call me tomorrow.
The corner in New York City.
All right. Hey, that's good. Good stuff this week.
A lot of good stuff coming out this month on Netflix too that we'll be reviewing soon. I know Luke Cage is coming
Cage is
out.
coming
is that
out.
this month?
That's this month, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Man,
I
There's
want to
some
watch I want to watch the Get Down too.
There's some horror
Yeah,
show
Christian was
coming
talking
out.
about that. Says really, really good.
I think it's supposed to be really good.
I passed on that one.
Dude, the origins.
The origins.
The origins of hip hop with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
And I don't know. it
Old
just kinda
school
looked-
Beat Street.
it
Come
looked
on,
like
hip hop.
musical kind of stuff. I was like, eh.
It's breakdancing.
Dude,
if it actually has breakdancing.
Michael Jackson learned from these people.
Come on, baby. Come on. This is our history.
I mean, there was no moonwalking if it wasn't for these men.
What?
Grandmaster Mel, Grandmaster Flash, Houdini. The freaks come.
That's
out
one I
at
haven't
night.
heard. Houdini, not the
Come out at
magician, mind you.
night.
I love me some
Freaks
Houdini
come
back in the
out
day.
at night. The freaks come out.
Yeah, they sing it better than Troy, but he's doing pretty good.
I was in Houdini.
Who?
Dini.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Barney. Last time I said Barney, I got cheers. This time, nothing.
Not
Crickets.
Not so much. That's a one-trick pony.
Yes.
I remember back in the day, WJJS overnight on Friday night used to play nothing but break beats, the whole thing. So you'd go buy like a brand new tape and record the entire overnight session. So while you're at the park next day, playing b-ball and throwing some backspins, you had your music.
Nice.
Yeah. He's right there. He's like, I got me a cardboard box. throw it down.
Let's
Man,
do
I
it.
knew it. I had a refrigerator store right down the road. That's all we needed to know. That's how you get a good.
That's how you got your
Piece of
cardboard
cardboard.
box.
Legit.
And then he had Jean-Claude Van Damme on the side doing his little dance.
Yas.
Dude, you should have seen that guy. Always old man. I'd get these boxes. You spit on your head on this box? What do you do? 'Cause I was like, nothing. I gotta go.
You know what? I said Jean-Claude Van Damme. I wish I had enough. Amazon, they have a show. Is Jean-Claude Van Jackson.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
And it apparently in this show, he's really Jean-Claude Van Jackson, who is a super karate man who is actually portraying Jean-Claude Van Damme in all these movies. So it's Jean-Claude Van Damme playing Jean-Claude Jackson, who is Jean-Claude Van
Wait
Damme.
a minute. You actually watched one?
Yeah, it's one episode right now. It's just a pilot out now.
What'd you think?
It was actually really good.
Really?
And, like on the side, he's like a spy doing stuff, and like some karate pops out in there. We got some the martial arts, some comedy breaking down. It's like, dude, please make a whole series of this. It is awesome.
That sounds cool.
I would love anybody who has the self-awareness
Mhm.
to not take themselves so
yeah.
seriously and play that. Like Steven Seagal
Yeah,
is a caricature
Uh-huh.
of himself.
he's a police officer. Look out.
He's a ridiculous human being.
Yeah.
Did you see the little fight scene he filmed with Georges St. Pierre and Seagal?
No.
No.
It is atrocious.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it
I'm
CM
not
Punk worthy?
surprised. Oh, that'd be something else we have to talk about.
That guy's
When is that?
30 years past his prime.
This Saturday,
This
the
Saturday.
10th. Yeah,
You know if it's a weekend, it's a UFC going on.
that's true. Like I told him last week, I think I heard every weekend for the rest of the year there is a UFC of some sort.
Yep.
I'm gonna be at the beach again this weekend. So
Yeah, his summer home.
Yep.
yeah, back to
It
the
pretty
Hamptons.
soon-
Wisconsin to the Hamptons.
Yeah, then before long it'll be his fall home,
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I wish.
and then the winter.
If that could happen, I would be a happy.
I gotta go down and check on my island.
Yes.
No, but we also got the invite for the Hoist Gracie gathering in Miami
We didn't get one of those because we
No.
were the.
Yeah, it's not
for
well.
December. I'll give you. It's supposed to be a really good one this
Well,
time. I
I
can't
couldn't
wait.
buy my way into that, Jeeves.
Dude, I can't wait. I'll give you some more details on that next
So,
week.
like you went to the one last year, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
I learned
Dude.
more in that one weekend about the framework of jiu-jitsu training
Mhm.
than I have in my whole life.
That's awesome.
And I've been training
And
since
by the
like
way,
93.
I love me some Miami.
Oh, me too.
Mhm.
I remember I told Hoist, he goes, he looked around. We were in the hotel, and I looked, and I was like, I can't get over it. And I said, what? I said, most of the women here look like models. He goes, man, this is Miami. You're from Lynchburg.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, I know.
I
I,
mean,
got like this
Now,
hillbilly
here's
thing
the-
going
now,
on.
let me just say this: you have to be in the right part of Miami.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's some people in Miami that not models,
Oh yeah.
not models.
The other night, I watched Miami Vice
Uh-huh.
for like the first time in like 15 years, 20 years.
Crockett
And it was the one
Tubbs.
where they introduced the Noog Man.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is awesome, man. I got to see a special one. So yeah, it was good. Hey, maybe we got to close it up so we save some of those for next week.
Yeah, man.
Yes. What? Right.
Segue, close us.
Next week, Comic Con, we're going to be discussing that and previewing. October 22nd is Roanoke Valley Comic Con. I'm excited about it. It's not a huge show, but it's a fun show.
It is fun.
Hey, share us with your friends. Make sure they know
Yep.
where we are.
Mhm.
You can see us on YouTube.
And-
Not yet. Right now, you can hear us on YouTube,
Yes.
but you will be able to see us really soon.
And hopefully before long we can get a camera that's going to be really good, high def, and not deaf.
That'll give me time to actually work the studio up a little bit, though.
Yeah.
I
It's a nice wall back
apologize.
there.
We have a blank wall.
I apologize for all the damage I'm going to do to your eyeballs.
Nah, you're
And,
the
and
best
I've
part
said
of
it before. Out of the three of us, you're the best looking.
You're the looker.
Yeah.
Whoosh, let me reel in those fishing for the compliments.
I'm the brains. Troy's the mouth.
I don't even get brawn these days. You know I'm old. Troy can. I guess he can talk.
He can talk.
Troy can talk.
He can talk. He can talk really good. It's good.
Josh is the looker.
Very good talker. Very, very, very good.
Very good. Definitely good.
And I'm just the brains of the operation.
I got a face for radio.
Oh, we maybe not be trying to get that camera after all.
Dude, maybe not. They'll get one and then they'll be like, go back to audio.
That would absolutely be hilarious.
If it
But-
would be, it's going to be Connor saying that. He'll
Dang.
be kind of. He goes, I don't need to see you anymore, Dad.
That is strong and painful.
He'll only be doing it toward me. He loves you guys. He could give me a hard time.
Well,
gotta-
every
gotta
time I
read
see him,
that.
he does kind of bow down, and I told him he didn't have to. But that's
Okay.
cool.
You
Thanks,
must not
Connor.
be talking about my kid.
It's McGregor.
That's right. Bow down.
Yes, he did that with great efficiency.
Surprise, surprise, mother.
By the way, I just need to bring McGregor in just for a couple of seconds because
Nobody
it
was here
wouldn't
to
be a
defend my
podcast
boy
without
last
him.
week.
Not my guy.
He's not my guy. But anyway, that's all we got today. Anything else, guys?
Nope. All set, man. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Glad to be back.
You guys have an incredible day.
See ya.
See you next month.